I have never talked about this on any platform, but some people are so ahistorical and brain rotted from the internet, incapable of doing research, that it's worth talking about. People are claiming that the Austrian painter and the German government created Israel. That couldn't be less true. Zionism as a movement has existed since the Napoleonic age. It was never truly secular. It was always based on religious and ethno-cultural concerns. It derives its name from Mount Zion, where the prophet Solomon's Beth HaMikdash was built, where the third temple would be built so as to usher in the time of the Messiah or Moshiach for the Jewish people. Settlement and purchase attempts in Palestine have been made since 1896. Jewish settlement in Palestine had already started in 1880. Der Judenstaat as a book and idea was published February 14th, 1896, 3 years before the Austrian painter was born. The first World Zionist Conference was held in 1897 in Basel, Switzerland. By this time, Zionist organizations were in every single European nation where Jews were, and dozens were in the United States. They offered a £20 million loan to alleviate Ottoman debt in exchange for allowing Jewish immigration and autonomy within Palestine. And again, in May of 1901, the Polish Jew, Philip Nulinski, offered to pay all of the Ottoman debt in exchange for Jewish settlement. And Abdulhamid II denied again, saying it's not his lands to give away. Jewish business people and banks financed the Young Turks to overthrow the Ottoman Empire. Baron de Rothschild pushed Lord Balfour in the English Assembly to create the British Mandate during World War I, and this later allowed for the third Aliyah of Jewish transfer to Palestine, where 233,000 Jews from around the world transferred themselves to Palestine. The Jews settled en masse and created the Lehi or the Stern Gang, Haganah, Etzel, and Irgun, and a variety of political organizations. The Austrian painter writes in his book, My Struggles, how the creation of a Jewish state is creating a nerve center for international Jewry from which they would pour out all of their philandering and pernicious ways onto the rest of the world. The Haavara Agreement between the German government and the German Zionist coalition fell through quickly. It lasted really only 5 years effectively. Only 60,000 Jews were emigrated from Germany. And even under this transfer agreement, Germans confiscated 25% of all Jewish-owned assets. Following the Night of Broken Glass, the German government fined every single Jewish person in the Jewish community 1 billion Reichsmarks to pay for damages. This was 1938. So this was obviously part of what led to the demise of the Haavara Agreement. Every Jew with assets over 5,000 Reichsmarks was forced to pay 20% of their total net worth to the government, because the German government started supporting the Palestinian resistance and Arab resistance and supported the Islamic Grand Mufti. And even in exile, they allowed him to have a radio show where he broadcast to the entire Muslim world. The German government's 11th decree to the Reich citizenship law stated that all property of Jews residing abroad, including those concentrated within detainment facilities which had been deported to the east, were forfeited to the state. They confiscated all money from these Jews.